This is not normal. What started as a regular weekend ended in the craziest way. It all started Friday after work, stopping by my favorite watering hole to have a drink. A news report was talking about a strange glow in the sky, all the while I was driving didn't see. I blew it off as fake news and downed a shot of whiskey. Well, Richard, thanks for the drink. Better head off before the place gets too busy to move around. You know how I just love crowds. Throwing a 20 down for the drinks, and Shot gave him a nod, letting him know, keep the change. I grabbed my jacket and headed out the door. I looked up at the sky and seen nothing abnormal about it. Fumbled a bit with the keys and started the car. Then came the first incident. Some crazy driver went through the red light, plowing right into 4 parked cars. Right then and there, I knew things were going to get weird. I didn't want to do any police reports as a witness. Besides, cameras are everywhere now, and the guy did stumble out of his car scratching his head, so he was all right in a matter of speaking. I was in the mood for food, so I headed to a drive-thru to order myself a quick bite to eat. Then a voice.
Hello, can I take your order?
I could have sworn the voice over the intercom sounded possessed, almost demon-like. My mood for fast food just dissipated. No thanks. I said in a cheery fashion, then pulled away. The radio, yeah, that always calms me down. Music. After about 3 songs into my jamming session, an emergency broadcast came on. Everyone must divert away from East Baltimore. The whole section is closed off. Alternate routes have been posted after passing checkpoints. Great, I thought to myself. I had 2 beers and a shot. Police are going to think I'm drunk. Thumbing around the car, and I found a few mints. Well, this should kill the scent. Popping them into my mouth. It's not too much further than I would make it home. There it was, the checkpoint. Officer ordered everyone in the line to roll down their windows as they walked by with what looked like a beekeeper's smoker. Thinking to myself, this was odd. Is this a new way of checking for drunk drivers? Just a few cars in front of me. I could see all the officers had masks and surgical gloves as they were waving the smoker in front of each driver. Are they poisoning people or looking for something? What was going on? Then something strange happened. 2 cars behind me. The person tried to cut on to the shoulder of the road. The police were just a little faster, blocking them. I could hear yelling, "Sir, you must roll down your window. You must roll it down now." I just watched, and I couldn't go anywhere. That's when it happened. The man in the car jumped out and ran over the side of the bridge. People were gasping as the police looked down at the body. I wanted to get out myself and look, but an officer walked up to my car. I already had my window down. "You're good," is all he said as he waved me on. What did I just witness? And the scent from the smoker was just that, the smell of hickory smoke. It was kind of delightful, but why would it bother that other driver to the point where he would jump off the bridge? After another 10 minutes of driving, I got to my parking pad and rushed into my home. I didn't feel like being outside any longer than I needed to be. Turned on the news and found nothing about what was going on with the main highway. Curious, I went to my computer and signed into my social network. There it was, everything from conspiracy theories to the end-of-the-world naysayers, but I couldn't deny something was off. Looking out my window, I thought to myself, has the world gone mad? It's always possible. It was always like this, and I just had blinders on. Sleep, yeah, sleep. That's what I needed. Next morning, I was awakened by a long, drawn-out thumping sound on my door. Not a hammering, like I had to answer it, but a thumping type of sound. Looking out the side window closest to my door, I seen a woman wearing a nightdress bumping her head to my door. Thought this was odd. I didn't want to answer it because she may have been under the influence of something. If I keep quiet, she might go away. After taking a shower, getting dressed, I went back downstairs to see if she was still doing the head bump to my door. Thank God she was gone. Maybe her family found her as she was sleepwalking or something. Quickly, I grabbed a shower and got dressed to do a normal thing, food shopping. Oh, never mind, just when it looked as if this weekend wasn't going to get any stranger. Saturday morning shopping, I like to beat the crowd at the stores, and they open early enough for me. I grabbed my wallet, my keys, and locked the door. That's when I turned and noticed the blood on my door. It looked like where that woman was hitting her head at. Now I was officially wigged out. I went back in, grabbed paper towels and some bleach, cleaning it up. Didn't want neighbors to think I sacrificed chickens or something. Then again, maybe I should. Finally, I got to do my shopping with just a few patrons in the store. Nothing to worry about, so I thought. Grabbed a shopping cart and started to grab items I needed. Bananas, bread, milk, eggs, lunch meat, chicken, and sodas. I didn't notice at first, but everyone else's carts were empty, and they were walking around with a dazed look about them. I grabbed what I needed and headed to the self-checkout. I didn't want to notice, but the cashier 2 aisles over was ringing up the same item over and over. I just wanted to get home and lock myself inside the house for the remainder of the weekend. Gas was the last thing I needed to get. Good thing I can do it at the pump. I pulled out my card while I sat in the car, hoping no one was around. But this gas station had several islands, and you couldn't see the other side at all. After I filled up my car and started to drive away, I seen 2 other cars with the pumps connected to the gas tanks, and they were overflowing. I always thought those things had auto stop on them. It wasn't much coming out of the gas tanks of the cars, but enough to pose an environmental threat. Who am I kidding? I was never one to say, save the planet. At this point home, that's where I need to be. I grabbed my items as quickly as I could and rushed into the house. After locking every door and window, I proceeded to put away everything I had bought. I couldn't fathom what was going on around me, and I didn't want to guess either. That evening, I decided to turn off all my lights and stay in bed watching television. Next day, I didn't even want to get out of bed and was afraid to see what was going on outside. I could hear trucks going up and down my little street, making a loud hissing sound as they pass. The sky looked a bit greener than blue. I went online just to find out what has happened, but nothing on social media. It was almost like no one was even on the internet. Nothing on the news networks, not even the Weather Channel. Was I the only one left? Did everyone just disappear or die? I wasn't going out to find out. Looking at the clock to see what time it was, 7 p.m. already, I felt as if I had just woken up. I haven't been anywhere today, but I did feel tired. If Monday isn't any better, I'll be calling out, I thought to myself. It wasn't long till I fell back to sleep. Beep, beep. My alarm clock woke me up. Man, Monday morning already. Got dressed, then looked outside. It was a beautiful day, warm and inviting. I went to my car thinking what a wild weekend. Pulling up to my job, everyone was just getting out of their cars. Frank yells over to me, "Hey Joe, got any plans this weekend?" I gave him a strange look. "This weekend? Well, it's only Monday, Frank." Frank looked at me confused. "Man, you must have been hitting the sauce or something, or you had a long night. It's Friday, bud." He walks into the office building. "Is it Friday again?"